There's no switch. It's hot. Would you like a chair for yourself?
Ready?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Hi, how are you? Good. So, sit down. We got Herb in a second. Does Cal have the flowers? Okay. So, Herb, we thought we'd get together to celebrate your birthday today.
Well, thank you.
And we thought we'd invite a few guests to join us. So Herb, we've got some comments and obviously a couple of things. What we all know, of course, is that senators are nothing without staff. We have a tough time walking around the corners of this building without our staff. And what we know is that the unsung heroes of the staff are the sergeants at arms, who they move us in, they move us around, ultimately they move us out. But you are the person who is the glue of all of that. You're the person who has taken care of us individually and collectively for these last 22 years. And we just wanted to say thank you. And thank you just doesn't say what you mean to us and have meant to all of these senators, the 2019 Senate, and all of our predecessors. But thank you very, very much for everything you've done. Now, having said that, this isn't taking care of it. Sit down. So I do have to offer.
Stealing Senate time.
This is your time. So I do have to thank a couple of staff because, again, we are nothing without staff. Nicole Kaplan, my legislative assistant, and Dan Olson from the Secretary of Senate's office, assisted by Jason Fossum from the Senate Majority Leader's office, are the staff members. There have been many staff members who've helped, but those are the three people who have been very key to putting this together. So let me begin the presentations. First, we have a card, which is signed by the 2019 Senate in all of our best handwriting, which of course is very difficult for myself, but others did better. And so I want to have that card. But we're not just going to let you get away with just a birthday card we purchased. Because the other thing, of course, is we understand, and this is true of all of us, the difference families make and the kind of sacrifices families go through. Now, it's one thing for us who have the election certificates to do that, but it's a totally different thing for our staff, and particularly somebody like yourself who's here until late in the night, on Saturdays, Sundays, and your family puts up with, I won't say a lot, but misses you, obviously. And the sacrifices they've made so you can serve us in the state of Minnesota have been significant. So I want to ask the Secretary of the Senate to, Sven, okay. I'm sorry. No, the Secretary of the Senate does have. Cal?
That's all right, go ahead.
I was right the first time. So Dorothy, thank you for offering Herb to us for all these years. Again, this keeps on going. So what we're very good at is giving resolutions to people. And so we have a resolution, which I'm going to read. Keep in mind a lot of whereases. A Senate resolution congratulating Herb Cook of the Minnesota State Senate Sergeant's Office on his 90th birthday. Whereas our communities are blessed by the presence of those who have lived long lives and who are a part of our living history. And whereas having a 90th birthday is a joyous occasion and a time to honor and congratulate the celebrant. And whereas Herb Cook will be celebrating his 90th birthday on May 20th, 2019. And whereas Herb will have been married to his wife Dorothy for 64 years on June 11th, 2019. And whereas Herb and Dorothy have 8 children, 20 grandchildren, and 4 great-grandchildren. And whereas Herb and his family have spent many times together at their cabin on Lake Diamond for 35 years, where Herb has been known to have trouble winning at the game cribbage. And whereas Herb has been a Union Gold Card member for 70 years and spent 48 and a half years as a Union bricklayer. And whereas Herb has spent 22 years as a sergeant for the Minnesota State Senate, using his eye for fine detail to craft and engineer various projects for the Senate, including the final installation of the Senate chamber voting boards in 2007, which will be enjoyed and used for years to come. And whereas Herb's position as Dean of the State Senate Sergeant-at-Arms Office is solid due to his years of presiding over and maintaining the Senate retiring room. And whereas his service to the state is exemplary, and on his 90th birthday demonstrates the meaning of the Rule of 90 for all employees of the state. And now, therefore, be it resolved by the Senate of the State of Minnesota that it congratulates Herb Cook of the Minnesota State Senate Sergeant's Office on his 90th birthday. Be it further resolved that the Secretary of the Senate is directed to prepare an enrolled copy of this resolution, be authenticated by the Secretary's signature and that of the Chair of the Senate Rules and Administration Committee, and transmit it to Herb Cook. So this is the resolution on behalf of the Minnesota State Senate.
Well, thank you.
Okay, we're not done. So we wanted to take a step further. I hope this works out. Nicole was responsible for wrapping this, so I can't speak to any of that. But so let me grab the card.
Oh,
Well, don't worry, it's going to
supposed to open it?
be, if you'd like to, let me,
Or should... Is it old Fitz?
no.
No. Okay. thought I didn't have paying attention to the time when I retired. Thank you very kindly.
Yeah, so I want to be a little bit careful. It is an engraved clock that says Herbert W. Cook, Minnesota State Senate, in appreciation of 22 years of service, May 20th, 2019. I just don't want to hold it up too much, but I'll tell you, it looks very nice. So I think that's the end of gifts, but there are some other folks who'd like to say a few words to you, including some of the family. As best we know, that's one of the great grandchildren, we think. So we do have a couple other folks who want to offer you their thanks for everything you've done. And we've talked about, I've mentioned what the Sergeants at Arms office means to us. So would like to have the Senate Sergeant at Arms, Sven Lindquist, speak. Oh.
Thank you, Senator Cohen, members of the Senate, honored guest, birthday boy Herb Cook, Dorothy, it's wonderful to see you. The Cook clan, thank you for joining us. It's hard for me to believe that 22 years ago, this very distinguished gentleman came to my office interested in becoming an Assistant Sergeant at Arms. That was a wonderful conversation we had that day, and obviously it's worked out very well because we have become good friends over the years. It has been a pleasure having you around each and every session and each and every day. Senator Cohen mentioned about the detail of Herb's work. To those of you who officed in the State Office Building, at one point, I came up with the vision that we should have chair rail because it was pretty obvious that we were doing damage and there was pictures being hung and plaques and whatnot, and I offered that suggestion to Herb, and never did you ever say no, it can't be done. You always had a can-do attitude, and sometimes we made some field modifications, but Herb, along with John Legou and some of the other Senate sergeants, set into installing thousands of feet of chair rail, which cut our painting budget literally in half, because as you notice, there's a lot of plaques and pictures, but there's never any damage to the lower levels, so we only had to paint half the rooms. Every time I walk into this room, I look at these beautiful display boards. Senator Cohen also mentioned those, but the story behind that is in 2007, the Senate contracted with International Roll Call to add this new voting system. The day came, shipment was arrived, all technology spread all over. Two gentlemen who I've known for quite some time were in here taking down the old voting system. The north, south, east, west measurement was perfect, but what they didn't know was the depth. And when they attempted to put the new system in, it stuck out like a marquee. And they were from the state of Virginia. They knew no one local. They had no one to turn to as an engineer, a consultant, much less a craftsman to do something about it. So I said, let me make a phone call. And they looked a little skeptical at that whole thing because what would one phone call do? But when you make the phone call to the right person, a lot of results happen. I called Herb, and that day you answered the only phone you've ever owned, which is still attached to a wall and has a cord on it. And Herb said, I'll be there by noon. He was here by noon. He crawled up, surveyed the situation. We made the appropriate protection for the associated desks. The next morning he went to work. A little scaffolding, a couple of small rolling dumpsters. He removed many 1904 bricks, mortar, and allowed the system to slide in perfectly for that. Thank you for your vision and your ingenuity. Well done.
And Glenn helped me.
Glenn Mills was in on that. It was a team effort. So every day when I come in, I've been looking at these for 12 years, and I'm sure we will view those for decades to come. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
In conclusion, I've had the opportunity to travel with this man a little bit. We've fished together. Not often will a fisherman compliment his partner on the fact that he's a good fisherman, but I have pictures to prove that Herb knows his way around a boat. We've had the opportunity to share Canadian sunsets, campfires, maybe even a couple cocktails. And we shared some fish, fresh fish. I know, Dorothy, there have been a lot of evenings when he's been late, dinner's been on the stove, but thank you for your support, sharing him with us. It's been a pleasure to know you over these years. To the Cook clan, thank you for sharing Herb. Congratulations to all of you for having one of the greatest fathers, grandfathers, great-grandfathers anybody could ever have. Herb, you truly are a great American, and I thank you deeply for your friendship.
Thank you, sir. I always enjoyed working for you.
Where are you going? Okay, you can stand up. That's all right. And first, let me offer apologies to my colleagues. We promised the Majority Leader that with all the work being done today, we're not going to have the opportunity for every one of us would like to say something to you. There'll be an opportunity, but we do want to have the chance for our leaders to speak on behalf of our caucuses. And Senator Bach has some words and another proclamation.
Well, Herb, I have a proclamation on the part of the state of Minnesota. Whereas Herb Koch will complete his 22nd session serving as the Senate Sergeant at Arms on May 20th, 2019, which is coincidentally his 90th birthday. And whereas Herb has served the Minnesota Senate with courtesy, diligence, and dedication to ensuring the smooth and efficient operation of the chamber and spearheading special projects, including improvements and upgrades to the Senate voting board. And whereas prior to Herb's employment at the Minnesota Senate, he had a long, successful career as a bricklayer. And whereas after 70 years, Herb continues to be a card-carrying bricklayer and Allied Trades Craft Worker Union member, having achieved gold card status. And whereas Herb has been a devoted, loving husband to Dorothy for 64 years, father of 8 children, grandfather of 20 children, or father of 20 grandchildren, and great-grandfather to 4 great-grandchildren. Whereas Herb will retire at the conclusion of the 2019 legislative session, having made a great contribution to the Senate. Now, therefore, I, Tim Walz, Governor of Minnesota, do hereby proclaim May 20th, 2019 as Herb Koch Day in Minnesota. So, Mr. President, I think everyone in the chamber knows I like to tell stories. And I have a very short story. We all have a short story about Herb. But I do very personally remember Herb has been kind of the MacGyver of the state Senate. And I remember one time the heel fell off my shoe. And just try to get around this Capitol and navigate all the stairs without a heel on your shoe. Well, Herb came to my rescue, and in very short order, he had shoemaker skills. I wasn't aware of that, and my heel was repaired, and it never did come off, Herb, I just have you know. So thank you, and I know a lot of people have stories like that, so Herb's family understands. There is probably nobody in this room that hasn't been touched at some point by Herb's kindness and good work. Herb and Dorothy, thank you. Good luck in your retirement.
If we could call on the Majority Leader of the Senate, Senator Gazelka.
Herb, first of all, it's amazing that you would come here at age 67 or 68 and have a whole nother career that we would have to congratulate you and see you off into retirement again. So I don't know what your next step is, but this was there you go. There you go. You know, it's been very, very, very special for all of the Senate to know you, Herb, and you really know us better than most people because you are in the retiring room hanging out. Out here, we're in the arena and the cameras are on. Back there, we might try to get a break, get a bite to eat, take a nap, just unwind or do something that's not in the public. But you're back there, and you're always full of wisdom, full of quips, not afraid to push back. It was just an honor for you to be back there and to see us as we really are and to know each other as friends. And I think about what the chaplain said, Mike Smith, earlier. If you want to be great in God's kingdom, learn to be a servant of all. And you served us. You did it with dignity, you did it with honor, and yet at the same time it felt every bit of peer. There was that kind of a relationship where we were just enjoying each other. But it was such an honor to be around you, and that from the whole Senate, Herb, we love you, we love your family, we love what you've done for us, and we have one more gift that Senator Bach and I are going to give to you, but thank you so much for what you did for the Senate. So, Herb, this is the governor's proclamation that we had framed as well. The Senate is way better.
Do you want to say something?
Well, I want to thank everyone here. Being in the Senate was a real joy for me. But I want to tell you that I'm a strong believer in the 3 S's of public speaking. Stand up, speak up, and shut up.
Have them say roll call once more for all of us.
Senator Senjum, the former majority of the Senate, would like just one more roll call.
Roll call.
So,
Who dreamt this up?
I'll talk to you about that later. So Herb, finally, before we adjourn, just a couple of things. First of all, there's nothing at the end of a difficult session or at any time that unites the state Senate more than cake. So we will have some cake in the retiring room, but Herb, listen very carefully. You are not to serve it. You are not to clean up. You are to be served today. So finally, in conclusion, we know that all of us, that the Senate retiring room is a place of respite for us. And it's a place that we're not Democrats, we're not Republicans, liberals, conservatives, wherever we come from in the state. It's a place where we can be friends. We're a place we can relax. And I think in the process, speaking as the senior member of this place, I think a place that turns us into better senators. And to the extent that we've succeeded in that regard, Herb, it's because of you and what you've done for us individually and collectively in the Senate retiring room. And so on behalf of the Senate, on this special day, thank you for what you've done for us individually and collectively. Thank you for these years of service to the state Senate. Thank you for what you've done for the state Senate. And thank you for what you've done for the state of Minnesota. Thank you. Happy birthday. Happy retirement. Thank you, Herb Cook.
We're going to waive the rule for the retiring room for my family to come in.
Yes.
Happy birthday to you.